Hangin there, baby. At times it might be hard to stay strong, but I urge you to hang in there. We can be, but we won't break. Don't be afraid. Hold on, baby. Will you hang in there? Hang in there, baby. At times it might be hard to stay strong, but I urge you to hang in there. We can bend, but we won't break. Don't be afraid. Hold on, baby. Will you hang in there? Ooh.
Hey everybody, what's up? See, I know it's been a while since I've been recording, but life has happened for me in so many different areas, so many different ways. So all I can say is I've missed you guys. Well, let me see, where should I begin? Because I want to tell you guys everything that has happened lately. Well, I went to New York, and I actually had a great time. I got to actually meet the Honest Words crew, and it was so fun because we all had met, but we hadn't met like in person, because we all were brought together by one person, and that's my friend Jonathan Duhan. Shout out to him. But I had also never been to New York City. So this coming from typical Oklahoma girl. I've been outside of Oklahoma, don't get me wrong, but I had never been to that part of the East Coast, because I did go to Atlanta for a year, so I can't say that I was like, I've been to the East Coast, it's no big deal. Yeah, New York was a very big deal. I was only there for 2.5 days, so I didn't get to see everything that I wanted to see. But I do plan on making like another trip up there, because, it's New York. Why wouldn't you want to go there? And I did get to see a side of New York. I didn't get to see the tourist spot of New York. I did get to see, some culture that you don't see in the stories or in movies. I got to see like my first, live band playing. And I bet y'all are all thinking, really? This girl hasn't never seen a live band play? I have, but okay, I'm boring at times. So anyways, it was really fun. I'll just put it like that, because I'm not going to tell you guys all my business and everything that happened in New York, because, hey, just like Vegas, what stays in Vegas, happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas. So what happened in New York will stay in New York. But I have pictures, so it's all good. A very, very interesting thing also happened that I was not expecting. Yeah, funny, huh? Part of my gimmick on my show is you weren't expecting that, and something very unexpected happened to me. I'm in a relationship now. I have not been in a relationship in a very long time, and it happened very unexpectedly. Did not see it coming. And I'm very happy, actually. So it's actually given me like a new perspective to put on, my relationship shows, because, now instead of, giving an outsider's perspective, I can actually now give both. I can give you the inside perspective because, I'm currently in one. And then I can still give you, the outside perspective from prior and past experience and present experience. And he's a really great guy and everything, very supportive of, my show endeavors, because you know what? He's actually trying to do the same thing. And it's really cool because, we can collaborate on different ideas, swap show ideas, support each other, and that's what you really want when it comes to relationships. You want to have that support. You want to have that connection. You want to just be able to have somebody who has your back. And so that unexpected thing is, it's made me smile. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice. But yeah, he's making me very happy. So some days I'm just like, oh my goodness, like, really? We're together? And he tells me the same thing, and I'm just like, okay. Well, if you're feeling what I'm feeling, then hey, it's all good. But I'm not here to gush about my relationship or anything. But I will say that in future shows, I probably will bring, like some of my dirty laundry into it because, already in just like the short amount of time that we have established this relationship, we have been through some things that could have us fighting, some things that could have us saying, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. But it hasn't happened that way. I mean, we're actually bonded. It's cool. It's tight. And just to let you guys know some of our business, it is a celibate relationship. And I bet y'all are thinking, yeah, right. Well, ladies, if you guys could see how he looks, you'd be like, no, you're not. You're not. You're jocking us and everything. You're just, you're doing that. You're hitting that. No. Unfortunately, no, we're not. I say unfortunately because some days I'm just like, oh my goodness. But no, we are actually in a celibate relationship. We were both actually celibate when we met, and we both decided that if this relationship is going to go where we want it to go, which is the end point, we want it to be marriage, we wanted to do it the right way. So celibacy was actually the very first thing that we actually discussed before we said, hey, we're going to get married. We're not going to get married yet, but we did establish that, yes, we are in a committed relationship. I don't have to ask his, point of the relationship because before it started, I told him, I was like, yeah, if you're going to be in a relationship with me, this is not casual. He agreed because he told me in no uncertain terms he was looking for a wife. And some people are like, oh, so he told you straight up he was looking to get married. And I was like, yeah, but it didn't scare me. In fact, it actually kind of intrigued me a little bit. And so, yeah, it's a different type of relationship. I will say that. It's actually, I will say this, me and him are learning together because he's never had this type of relationship with anybody before. I've never had this type of relationship with anybody before. So it's definitely a learning curve. But with that being said, because I've spent almost 10 minutes here telling you just what's been going on with me, but it's actually kind of distracting me from what I wanted to talk to you guys about. I found a video that actually one of my friends on Facebook posted. And I watched it, and at the end of it, it had me feeling some sort of way. In this video, this guy, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you have heard of him. Let me see if I can actually find it. Let me see here. Because I was like, really? When I watched it, and then my friend, he commented on it, and he's like, you're welcome. Telling me he wants some show rights. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, and if you're listening, yeah, we'll see if you get some show rights, some royalties or whatever. But I do want to send a shout out to my friend Kevin. Thanks for the tip, bro. But here, it's by Ahmad Orna. I think I pronounced that right. If I didn't, sorry. But your video does have me feeling some sort of way. So he was basically making fun of somebody's comment on one of his videos talking about honesty. How women want honesty from men so, they can stop playing all these games. And I agree. I mean, men, all you have to do is be honest with us. That's all we ask. Be honest. We'll be honest with you, but you have to be honest with us. Because, if you're not, then, we have to be able to trust you in order to really get to know us. So what he did is, he in turn, he knew what she was talking about, but he had to make it, about something else. So what he did is, he was very honest. He recorded himself going up to women and telling them that he wanted to sleep with them. Now, I'm not going to use the word that he used, but yeah, he basically went up to random women, complimented them, told them that he thought that they were beautiful, and then said he wanted to sleep with them. A couple of women slapped the mess out of him, punched the hell out of him. I would have done the same thing. And then he tried to explain it away, like, well, I'm just being honest. You're somebody I would like to do that with. Okay, I understand that you did this just, for publicity and for making, fun of something. But really? Seriously? You're doing all of that? Seriously, did you really think that a woman was gonna look at you and be like, oh, I want to sleep with you too? Because you went up and were just completely honest with her? Seriously? How dumb are you? I don't care if he gets this back or anything and stuff, because, quite honestly, it was dumb. Extremely dumb. And the fact that, yeah, you cover these women's faces by, showing the backs of their heads and stuff, but at the same time, that was really unnecessary, because think about how you made those women feel. You basically degraded women just so you could actually get some publicity. No woman wants a man to come up to her and be like, oh, I think you're beautiful. I want to sleep with you. Seriously, do you know how that makes a woman feel? And yes, I'm speaking from the woman's perspective because, that's the only perspective I can speak from. But you gotta have more tact than that. What if I came up to you and said, oh, I think you're a good-looking dude. I want to sleep with you. Now, the smart aleck answer I know I will get is, sure, why not? We can go at it right now. Or some guys will be like, I wouldn't put my thing in you. Yeah, I know some of you would say that. Some of you would do that. Probably stick your nose up or whatever. But what I'm saying is, you need to be respectful. Respect is what women desire. It's what women want. That's how they feel appreciated. If you, fellas, you're always saying that there's no real women out there. Women, you're saying that there's no real men out there. There is, but it's all about respect. One thing that I have learned just in, the first couple of weeks of meeting the guy that I am with now, one thing that I noticed right from the bat is he had a lot of respect for me. And that was something I can truly, truly appreciate, because when you've been disrespected, and it happens so much nowadays, it's ridiculous. When you've had so much disrespect, you can see it a mile away. You don't even have to speak to somebody because you already know that person's disrespectful. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to be, treated like that, because you already know. But it's very refreshing when you meet somebody and they say that they respect you. They don't want to hurt you. They don't want to cause you like any pain of any sort. That is very much appreciative. So, for old dude in the video, because I can't even remember your name. I could go back and look at it. But, like I said, you had me feeling some sort of way. I think, honestly, be honest with these women. Be respectful of these women. You could have gone up, asked the ladies how they were, talked to them, got to know them just a little bit, and I'm pretty sure they would have been more receptive to you when you did finally ask them that question. Maybe then they would have slapped you. Maybe they wouldn't have. But you don't know, because you went straight to the point. You went from hi to, here's my thing. Let's get busy. Sorry. I know even some hoes have get more respect than that. I'm just saying. But I could go on this topic, but I'll have to let it ride. I'll have to let it ride just a little bit. One other thing I wanted to discuss real quick was I've been watching some of the social media groups, especially like in Facebook. Now, I don't advertise my show like in groups very often because, sometimes it's tacky. It's kind of tacky, I think, if I have to advertise my group in a group or whatever. So I don't do it. I think I need to start doing it, actually, because I did post a relationship question in there and I got a huge response. I actually got a bigger response in a group full of strangers than I did from my own friends list. So shout out to everybody who has supported my cause so far. Thank you. But also what I noticed in these groups, these women and men are ruthless against each other. If you say the wrong thing, everybody jumps on you. And it's like, wow, really? It's like you cannot be honest like in social media at all, because if you say something that somebody does not agree with, and I'm guilty of doing this myself, but thinking to myself, not commenting and acting ignorant. Honestly, this generation, and I'm saying below myself, needs to learn some etiquette. I could do a whole social media etiquette show. I really could, based on some of the things that I've seen. But no, I'll do that another day. But I will say that there are some intelligent conversations going on in these groups. There is some intelligent thoughts being, possessed. And it was actually a refreshing pace. In fact, it's actually given me fuel for, several more shows. So just for my listeners out there, if you see me in these groups and I'm asking questions, I'm also getting some show inspiration as well too. So if you want to be on my show, if you want to drop a line or an idea, let me know. We can hook it up, do whatever you want to do. And I'm going to wrap this up here. I also wanted to give you a heads up. So, Honest Words, I've actually been working with them lately. We're actually on a hiatus right now. We're coming back with some new formats, some new ideas, and actually my show is going to have a new format as well too. But in the meantime, I am collaborating with Lucas Cool. Me and him are going to have a show together. And ladies, yes, he really is that cool. He really is that fine. But when it comes to the topics, me and him, we got to go at it. We got to go in. So I hope that you will tune in and support our show when it drops, because we got some fresh stuff that we can't wait to share with you guys. What's the name of our show? We're still working on that. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that a fresh collaboration between me and him is definitely in the works. But I have to get out of here. I just wanted to drop a new show because I've been saying for weeks on my page it's going to drop one, and I hadn't done it yet. And so thank you to all my loyal fans who have, hung in there with me. I will actually be putting myself on a schedule so that I don't go this long anymore in between shows. So I'm going to at least be dropping a show at least once a week. And then, like I said, me and Lucas Cool, we will be collaborating. I think ours will at least be once a week as well too. And then Honest Words, when we come back, it'll be a once a week deal as well too. So I'm going to have you assume. But stay tuned for all of our fresh new material, our fresh new shows, because without you listeners, we wouldn't be where we are today. You weren't expecting that. I'm Miss Cooper, and you all have a great day.